This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids.
What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and today's Black Thought is in reference to the craziness that went on with the Super Bowl. Not the Super Bowl itself. Anybody who watched that knows that that game was some bullshit. Fuck Tom Brady. Fuck the New England Patriots. God damn it. I ain't even gonna go into that. I'm not even gonna go into the whole debate about whether or not you should have watched it if you are someone who disagrees with the treatment that Colin Kaepernick has got since he started to kneel. That's another separate video in itself, which we'll probably get into on the podcast, I think, so we can have a more fleshed out discussion about it. Anyway, no, the craziness I'm talking about is the Demi Lovato situation. For those who don't know, okay, so let's set the scenario. Sometime during the day, news came out that the rapper 21 Savage was arrested by ICE. I forget exactly what ICE, now I have to look up. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Okay, so he was arrested. Apparently, he was actually born on the island of Dominica, which is a British colony. He came here at the age of 12 on a visa, and he never had it renewed. So the 26-year-old rapper has basically been living, as an American citizen, but not legally. In fact, so much so that he claimed that he was born in Atlanta, Georgia. His whole backstory to his rap career has been that he's an Atlanta native rapper and all of that, which, that in itself is hilarious, because it's just a part of the whole culture of rappers adopting these lives that they don't actually have in order to further their careers. So internet went crazy over this revelation that this guy has been living sort of a lie. It is funny because I'm wondering, when you think about it, how much scrutiny do we put into people who what they say and who they are sometimes, and celebrities, especially in the rap game. That's always tickled me for some reason. But I'm getting off point. The fact is, everybody went nuts because he's a British citizen. If you live in a British colony, you are a British citizen. That's just the way it works. So people started flooding the internet with memes that were based on him being British, and talking about how he savaged the 21st, and he been showing video clips of him talking about stuff within British culture. It was he's been trying to peep this out. My favorite so far has been the one where somebody said that he pretty much told you that he was British when he spit the line 5'5", she's my ride or die, and then they put that next to a picture of Queen Elizabeth, who is 5'5". So people have been having a ball with it. Well, Demi Lovato decided to get into it, and she posts a tweet saying that her favorite thing about the Super Bowl was the 21 Savage memes. So far 21 Savage memes have been my favorite part of the Super Bowl, is exactly what she tweeted. Oddly enough, I tweeted something very, very similar as I was watching that game, which I found crazy. Well, people weren't having it. In particular, other rappers like Offset and Wale, they came at her and they just basically slapped her down, saying that she was wrong for that, and she had no business talking about that. Of course, most people who were upset about her tweeting used her drug history and basically no drug abuser has a right to talk about somebody and their problem and all that. I found the Offset one very, very hilarious because he's like, all the memes and shit ain't funny when somebody's going through some. Praying for my dog ain't shit funny. His family, by the way, somebody needs to teach this dude how to spell, because he actually said F-A-N-I-L-Y, family, when he meant family, depending on him. Okay, so that was just one of the most hyperbolic, stupid tweets I've ever seen, but you get the gist. This is what she was been like facing, and so much so that she was basically like, fuck Twitter, and she deactivated her account, even though she tried to clarify it by showing a meme, which is a funny meme, that says like, this is how 21 Savage be writing his verses, and it shows him writing with a quill and pen, like somebody writing with a quill and pen, old colonial style. You know, and that's been pretty much the gist of the stuff that people have been talking about with him. She never mentioned his deportation or anything, or the arrest. Everybody, pretty much the whole focus of the memes that she was talking about had been on the revelation that this dude's British. He's not an American citizen from Atlanta, Georgia, which everybody pretty much thought. It's just funny. She found the shit funny, but everybody seemed to like be like, yo, nah, you can't do that. You wrong for that. Why? Me personally, I think it's because she's not black. That's the bottom line, because there's no other rational reason for her finding humor in the situation to be any different than any of us, in particular, any black people. Because again, the whole focus has been on his whole citizenship, not his situation. Just to touch on the situation, I can't say me personally that I feel bad for him, because hey, he was living in this country illegally. That is actually wrong. So, you know, although I do find like ICE's whole reaction about like, he's illegal, he's a foreigner, and he's a criminal, you know, puffing it up in that way, it's like, okay, yeah, y'all doing extra. Y'all don't even have to put out a public statement about that shit just to like point that out. We get it. But you know, ICE has been ramped up with their fucking suspect, you know, the way they function has always been suspect, and it seems like anybody who has a disgruntled past against someone from another country, it seems to work for ICE. So yeah, I'm not surprised at that. But that being said, yo, everybody's clowning this shit. Everybody's having fun with it. What did she do? What did she say that was wrong? What did she need Wale to come out and, as I heard somebody say, put her in her place for? She didn't do anything wrong other than possibly not be African American and clown on the situation. I saw Questlove putting out mad memes about him. Dat Piff, which frequently features his mixtapes, they did it. You know, all the hip-hop outlets were going off of that. Everybody within the culture was riffing on this dude. What makes her, what she did, so horrendous? This is a problem, and we're going to talk about the cancel culture on our podcast as well. This is the problem with people wanting to, like, being very, very hyper reactive when someone not like them says something. And it would be different if this was her spitting the N-word or making an inside racial joke. Everybody is riffing off the fact that this dude's not an American citizen. It's the shock. That is not a joke that is like insensitive at all. So why is she getting heat? Why is she getting clapback? I don't get it. And it makes it, the only thing I can think of is that she is not an African American, and or not a black person, period, which that's ridiculous. Leave the woman alone. Like, and the fact that the first thing you say is like, oh, well, you're a junkie. So is he. These motherfuckers, like, again, like, I'll talk about the DMX thing in a separate video, but DMX is right. These dudes promote drugs all the time. They fucking, promethazine is cocaine. They pop pills like shit. So how you, so shit, she doing the same thing. She can talk. A drug addict talking about a drug addict, that's fine. if you want to be totally 100% honest. But what does her drug past have to do with her, again, finding humor in the memes that we've all been laughing at in reference to this dude's citizenship? It makes no sense, and I really need y'all to calm down and stop that. But I rambled on for 10 minutes about this, and I didn't think I was going to go that long. But I find it fascinating how that shit works. It's something that we need to stop, seriously. Because if you want to be taken serious when you have like a serious grievance, shit like this is what they throw in your face and be like, yo, y'all clearly are just overly sensitive. In this case, I happen to agree. In most cases, no. But again, it's shit like this that makes that, in my opinion, the focal point of the counter when you have a really serious grievance. It's just crazy. Anyway, as always, feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Blak, making them out. Deuces.